سينما الشام.
At the Sham Cinema.
اسمع،
منى، أنا ومرتي رايحين لحفلة يوم الجمعة، بتحبي تروحي معنا؟
ايه بحب، هي فكرة منيحة. وين الحفلة؟
عظيم، الحفلة بسينما الشام الساعة 8.
طيب الساعة 8.
اسمع هالمحادثة مرة تانية.
منى، أنا ومرتي رايحين لحفلة يوم الجمعة، بتحبي تروحي معنا؟
ايه بحب، هي فكرة منيحة. وين الحفلة؟
عظيم، الحفلة بسينما الشام الساعة 8.
طيب الساعة 8.
Now you're at an evening conference and you meet a Syrian acquaintance. How do you greet her?
مساء الخير. مساء الخير.
And how might she respond to your greeting?
مساء الخيرات.
As you're talking, you ask if she knows where there is a bank.
تعرفي وين في بنك؟
She answers, yes, there's a bank on Abid Street.
ايه في بنك بشارع العابد. بشارع العابد.
How does she say to you, you can exchange money there?
بتقدر تصرف مصاري هنيك.
Someone else joins you. When she says hello, how do you greet her in return?
مساء الخيرات. خيرات.
Later, you're in a cafe. How does the woman at the counter ask if you would like to drink something?
بتحب تشرب شي؟
قول،
Yes, do you have mineral water?
إيه، عندك مي معدنية؟ مي معدنية؟ عندك مي معدنية؟
What is the word for water?
مي.
She says, yes, of course. Would you like water or tea?
ايه طبعاً، بتحب مي ولا شاي؟ مي ولا شاي؟
Tell her, mineral water, please.
مي معدنية من فضلك.
As you're discussing a well-known local restaurant, she says, they have very tasty Syrian food.
عندن أكل شامي طيب كتير.
Tell her, yes, I went there last week.
إيه، رحت لهنيك الجمعة الماضية.
Now you stop in a bookshop near your office and you meet a colleague. She tells you, I want to buy a few books for my husband.
بدي اشتري كم كتاب لجوزي.
As you're browsing, you see a book and say, this book is very old.
هالكتاب قديم كتير.
She's found some. She says, I want to buy these books.
بدي اشتري هالكتب.
But I don't have enough money with me.
بس ما معي مصاري كافية.
The shopkeeper tells her, there is a bank over there.
في بنك هنيك.
You can exchange money there.
تقدري تصرفي مصاري هنيك.
The shopkeeper points one out and says, this book is very old and very beautiful.
هالكتاب قديم كتير وحلو كتير.
She says, great, I'm going to the bank now.
عظيم، رايحة على البنك هلأ.
in order to exchange money.
لأصرف مصاري.
Tell her, yes, you can exchange money there right away.
إيه بتقدري تصرفي مصاري هنيك حالاً.
This book is very old and very beautiful.
هالكتاب قديم كتير وحلو كتير.
But it's 11:30 now.
بس الساعة 11:30 هلأ.
And we have a lot of meetings today.
وعنا اجتماعات كتير اليوم.
The first is at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
الأول الساعة 1 العصر.
She says, yes, I will leave right away.
إيه حأمشي حالاً.
Later, back at the office, she shows her new book to another colleague. How does she say, this book is very old?
هالكتاب قديم كتير.
Now, how does she say, last week she went to Aleppo?
الجمعة الماضية رحت لحلب.
I had a lot of meetings there too.
كان عندي اجتماعات كتير هنيك كمان.
2 on Tuesday,
2 يوم الثلاثاء. 2 يوم الثلاثاء.
and 1 more on Wednesday.
وواحد تاني الأربعاء.
At 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
الساعة 3 العصر.
قول
I know, a lot of meetings.
بعرف اجتماعات كتير.
She continues, but I ate at a good restaurant last week.
بس أكلت بمطعم منيح الجمعة الماضية.
She tells you the name and you say, they have very tasty Syrian food.
عندهم أكل شامي طيب كتير.
Ask her, did you go by train?
رحتي بالقطار؟ بالقطار؟
She says, no, I went by plane last week.
لا، رحت بالطيارة الجمعة الماضية.
I didn't have the time to go by train.
ما كان عندي الوقت روح بالقطار.
She continues, but I ate at a good restaurant last week.
بس أكلت بمطعم منيح الجمعة الماضية.
She says, next week I have to go to Latakia.
الجمعة الجاية لازم روح على اللاذقية.
Tell her, you have a lot of meetings in Latakia.
عندك اجتماعات كتير باللاذقية.
She says, I will return on Friday.
حأرجع الجمعة.
At 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
الساعة 3 العصر.
Ask her if she will take the train.
حتاخدي القطار؟ حتاخدي؟
She says, yes, I will take the train to Latakia.
إيه حآخد القطار للاذقية.
Latakia is far from here.
اللاذقية بعيدة من هون. اللاذقية بعيدة من هون.
Now a friend and her husband have moved and you want to get directions to their new place. Here's how to ask, how does one go to your place?
اسمع أعيد.
كيف الواحد بيروح لعندكم؟ روح. بيروح. كيف الواحد بيروح لعندكم؟
كيف بتقول؟
How does one go? Literally, how the one he goes.
كيف الواحد بيروح؟ كيف الواحد بيروح؟
سأل.
How does one go to your place?
كيف الواحد بيروح لعندكم؟
Your friend asks, are you coming by bus?
جاية بالباص. جاية بالباص.
Do you remember how to say, take the first street to the left?
خود أول شارع على الشمال.
Now how does she say, take the bus?
خود الباص.
Until Maisat Square.
ساحة الميسات.
لساحة الميسات. لساحة الميسات.
You stop her saying, now I go on foot, right?
هلأ بروح مشي، ما هيك؟
She answers, yes, until Maisat Square.
إيه لساحة الميسات. لساحة الميسات.
Not far from there.
مو بعيدة من هنيك. من هنيك.
She continues, take Abid Street.
خود شارع العابد.
Then take the first right.
بعدين خود أول يمين.
To Kindi Street.
للشارع الكندي.
لشارع الكندي. الكندي. لشارع الكندي.
How does she say, we live on Kindi Street?
ساكنين بشارع الكندي. ساكنين بشارع الكندي.
Now what's the word for 100?
100. 100.
And how do you say, and 23?
و23.
How does she say again that they live on Kindi Street?
ساكنين بشارع الكندي.
How would she tell you the number is 123?
الرقم 123. 123.
Here's how she says, our address.
اسمع أعيد.
عنواننا وانا عنواننا.
She says, our address is.
عنواننا
123 Kindi Street.
123 شارع الكندي. 123 شارع الكندي.
You might take your car, so referring to their place, you ask, how does one get to your place?
كيف الواحد بيروح لعندكن؟ كيف الواحد بيروح لعندكن؟
From Bernilla Street?
من شارع برنية.
من شارع برنية. من شارع برنية.
She gets out a map. Here's the word for map.
اسمع أعيد.
خريطة. الخريطة. خريطة.
How would she say, here's the map?
هاي الخريطة. خريطة.
Still referring to their place, ask, how does one go to your place by car?
كيف الواحد بيروح لعندكن بالسيارة؟
Do you remember how to say, one moment?
لحظة. لحظة.
She says, one moment, here's a map.
لحظة. هاي خريطة.
She says, our address is 123 Kindy Street.
عنواننا 123 شارع الكندي.
Here's how to ask her, can you show me on the map?
اسمع أعيد.
تقدري تدليني على الخريطة؟ دليني. ليني. تدل. تقدري تدليني؟ تقدري تدليني على الخريطة؟
She says, I can show you.
اسمع أعيد.
بقدر دلك. دلك. دل. بقدر دلك.
How would she say, I can show you on the map?
بقدر دلك على الخريطة. على الخريطة. بقدر دلك على الخريطة.
She says, here's a map.
هاي خريطة.
I can show you where we live.
بقدر دلك وين ساكنين.
Showing you, she says, take Bernilla Street.
خد شارع برنية.
And then take this street to Kindy Street.
وبعدين خد هالشارع لشارع الكندي.
You ask her if there is a bank nearby, and she replies, yes, there's a bank on Abid Street.
ايه في بنك بشارع العابد. بشارع العابد.
How does she say to you, you can exchange money there?
بتقدر تصرف مصاري هنيك.
اسأل.
What time is it?
قديش الساعة؟
She tells you that it's 11:30.
الساعة 11:30.
You and your wife have plans to meet for lunch. How do you ask your friend, would you like to have lunch with us?
بتحبي تتغدي معنا؟
اسأل.
With me and with my wife?
معي ومع مرتي؟
How does she say, great, we can have lunch in town?
عظيم، نقدر نتغدى بالبلد؟
At 12:30.
الساعة 12:30.
قول.
And I can go to the bank.
وبقدر أروح على البنك.
Tell her, on Sunday I'm going to Latakia.
الأحد رايح للاذقية.
Referring to a man, say, in order to see a colleague.
لشوف زميلي. لشوف زميلي.
We have some meetings Monday and Tuesday.
عنا اجتماعات الاثنين والثلاثة.
I have a lot of work before Sunday.
عندي شغل كتير قبل الأحد.
You're having some friends over before your trip. Ask her, would you like to have lunch with us?
بتحبي تتغدي معنا؟
At our place on Saturday?
عنا السبت؟ عنا يوم السبت؟
At 3:00 in the afternoon?
الساعة 3 العصر؟
She says, great. We will have lunch at 3.
عظيم، حنتغدى الساعة 3.
Tell her our address is
عنواننا
3 Bernilla Street.
3 شارع برنية. 3 شارع برنية.
You have a map with you and you show her where it is. She and her husband have recently moved. While the map is out, you ask her, how does one go to your place?
كيف الواحد بيروح لعندكن؟
Ask her if she can show you on the map.
تقدري تدليني على الخريطة؟
How does she say to you, of course I can show you?
طبعاً بقدر دلك.
She says, our address is 123 Kindy Street.
عنواننا 123 شارع الكندي.
Ask her again to show you on the map.
تقدري تدليني على الخريطة؟
Now she tells you she's leaving for Homs on Monday. How do you ask her, will you take the plane?
حتاخدي الطيارة؟ حتاخدي؟
How does she say that she likes to travel by train?
بحب السفر بالقطار.
She says, but this time I will take the plane.
بس هالمرة حآخد الطيارة.
I have a lot of meetings there.
عندي اجتماعات كتير هنيك.
You need to drop off some books at their place later. Ask again, how does one go to your place?
كيف الواحد بيروح لعندكن؟
Ask her, can you show me on the map?
تقدري تدليني على الخريطة؟ تقدري تدليني على الخريطة؟
She says, of course I can show you.
طبعاً بقدر دلك.
The word for look is the same as the word you know for see. Try to say look.
شوف. شوف.
She gets out the map and points. How does she say, look, Mesat Square is here?
شوف. ساحة الميسات هون. شوف. ساحة الميسات هون.
First, take Kindy Street.
أول خد شارع الكندي.
And look, we live here.
شوف. ساكنين هون. نحن ساكنين هون.
قول.
Ah, yes, I see it.
إيه شايفه. شايفه.
Now you're attending an evening conference in Aleppo and you run into a woman you've met before. Greet her, good evening, Muna.
مساء الخير منى.
She greets you in return, good evening, Jack.
مساء الخيرات جاك.
A server comes by. Ask her, do you have any mineral water?
عندك مي معدنية؟
She says, yes, of course.
إيه طبعاً.
Tell her, I'd like mineral water, please.
بحب مي معدنية من فضلك.
It's been a while since your acquaintance has seen you, and she comments, you speak Arabic very well now.
بتحكي عربي منيح كتير هلأ.
قول.
Thank you. I still don't speak a lot.
شكراً لسه ما بحكي كتير.
Now try to say, but I speak better now.
بس بحكي أحسن هلأ.
You're acquainted with her husband, and you'd like to see him too. Suggest, maybe we will have dinner together Sunday evening?
ممكن حنتعشى سوا الأحد بالليل؟
Me and you and your husband.
أنا وأنتي وجوزك؟
She says, that's a good idea.
هاي فكرة منيحة.
You suggest, how about going to the Alisar restaurant?
شو رأيك نروح لمطعم أليسار؟
She says they have very tasty Syrian food.
عندن أكل شامي طيب كتير.
But how about you come over to our place?
بس شو رأيك تجي لعنا؟
We have tasty Syrian food at our place too.
عنا أكل شامي طيب كمان.
You say, okay, but how does one go to your place?
طيب بس كيف الواحد بيروح لعندكن؟
You have a guidebook with a map. Ask her, can you show me on the map?
تقدري تدليني على الخريطة؟